Hello everybody, a certain reviewer here to review a certain scientific railgun chapter 89 titled Unlucky Day. Now, this chapter of Railgun was honestly really good. I really enjoyed it. But let's talk about what happened in this chapter. So, okay, we find out a lot about the... Forgive me for not remembering her freaking name. There's just so much of a time gap. I would remember it straight away if if it was weekly, but unluckily it's not weekly. See what I did there? Unluckily, yeah. But yeah, we find out why she kind of made the doppelganger. We kind of got more into context of what the doppelganger is last chapter, but then this one we get way more into context of what it is or why she did it. Basically, her mother had like this she was trapped under like this under rubble, like a collapse or something, and her mother, I think, ended up getting injured, if I can remember, or she got like a disease or something. It was kind of weirdly how it just kind of, but the collapse all of a sudden, mother. But basically her mother had a disease and she was trying to cure. She wanted to basically remake her into a cyborg. Apparently kind of Miss City has the freaking technology to do that. Honestly, doesn't surprise me. But basically she couldn't really find a test subject, because who wants to be a cyborg? I mean, come on. But she wanted to test on herself, so she cut some parts of her body off, which honestly, cutting a part of your head off would probably kill you, but it's Academy City, so science. But basically she sort of cloned herself, like in a robotic way, I guess you could say it. But basically it was like she was both the observer and the test subject. So she was testing it out on herself to kind of gauge, oh, hey, I can create this cyborg and it doesn't get diseases and stuff or whatever, if stuff that she gives it affect it in a bad or positive way. But also, Shokoho is the one that tells Misaka this, and, she kind of, Shokoho was kind of basically saying, it was kind of rude of you just to kind of all of a sudden walk up to her out of the blue, a person she doesn't even know, hey, tell me what you did, So, I mean, it's pretty obvious, she wouldn't exactly trust Misaka right away, so she kind of flips out, or at least gets all worried about her or whatever. She kind of goes and apologize and all that. And Shokoho just kind of stands there. She doesn't really go after her or anything, which, I mean, it's Shokoho. I mean, come on, she's more of a watcher than she is like a direct fighter. But we never really like the only time we ever see her in her freaking fight is when she fights Ikihara, whatever, Jensei, Kirihara Jensei. But we do get to see Misaka just arriving on the scene all of a sudden like a freaking superhero, and we see Seike, Seike. That's his name. Yes, I say his. Trust me, you'll know in a minute. But we see Misaka just kind of arriving on like a superhero, and even Seike's like, well, who are you? You're just a superhero, and all that stuff. Insert, funny thing there. You're a superhero or whatever. I don't know what's going like that. But she kind of does this weird thing where she like has electricity and she waves it around. Like she just waves her hand, all of a sudden she's freaking right behind Seike. Now, I don't know what that's implying. Like, did she just surge a bunch of electricity through her body and like she can run fast or something? I don't know. That was kind of confusing to me. But she kind of apologizes to the girl, saying, forgive me for not remembering her name. But she apologizes to the girl, saying, I'm sorry I was so pushy, you should probably get out of here and whatnot. And she runs off, and Seike's like, you through, hero? And all that stuff. And basically, Seike kind of does this thing where he's just, oh, we were all after her because, and the, oh boy, I read this twice, I forget small stuff in between there, I apologize. But, I'm the worst reviewer, just unsubscribe from my channel. But, he basically goes on this little drivel spree saying how, oh, we were just here, and, she's important, all that stuff, why are you doing this? Or Misaka kind of starts out saying that, but then, they kind of start off their fight where he kind of, like, runs his finger, on the little big steel beams or whatever that are stacked on each other, and of course he can control friction. So touching them just kind of unloosens them and scatters them all over the place. In which we get our cover page. We see the leader covering her eye, and a bunch of eyes pop out. It's pretty cool, honestly. I mean, we don't really know what her power is, which honestly I'm gonna say she can see through air. Basically, is what I think what her power is. It makes sense, but honestly, I kind of said that a little backwards. But you know, who really cares? But I'm still reviewing it. But we start off with sort of the fight with the doppelganger and the rest of the cleaner, or the scavengers. I'm sorry, they have so many freaking different names. Cleaner, scavengers. But we see Paper Girl kind of fighting with the doppelganger. You know, she's already banged up from last fight, in which we see the doppelganger kind of just she can take like different parts of whatever, like rock. She can take powers as part of her body apparently now. If it's like a body part, she can take it. So she took part of the Paper Girl's bunny cyborg thing, and she ends up fighting with her. And then we kind of cut to Misaka fighting Seike, and they're kind of fighting. He scatters all the beams, you know. Misaka throws them at him, but they don't work, of course, because, you know, friction. You can't hurt me with knives, can't hurt me with guns, it's useless. So they kind of bounce off on him, and, you know, electricity surprisingly doesn't work, but I guess since electricity beat him, you know, I mean, you could use a more greater amount. But, Misaka kind of throws all that stuff at him, but he ends up poking, like, just kind of touching one of the beams, and it shoots out one of the screws at Misaka. She dodges it pretty coolly, and it kind of it costs Seike a finger. So I'm guessing the friction just kind of has an effect on his body, you know, just like, you know, if it's like small enough, I guess, or if he applies enough pressure, it just snaps his finger. But, you know, that doesn't work, and then Misaka kind of jumps epically up in the air, but because Misaka stacked all this stuff up, and I guess she used that as more of a, like, to get up high, and then she just summoned a gigantic freaking thunderbolt on Seike, which just fried him, basically. And that was, like, the amount she uses on Kuroko whenever, you know, she tries to molest her and all that. But, yeah. So she just kind of just fried Seike, you know. I mean, it was a cool fight. I liked the fight. But, we cut back to the doppelganger and the bunny girl, a leader, and, the girl's name will start with a K, but I freaking forget. I'm forgetful of names. But we see the beret girl, whose beret was knocked off, actually, which we get to see. She has long hair. That was pretty cool, I thought. But she hides, like, in the bushes, and she covers, like, some of the entrance, or she ran and she covered the entrance with liquid nitrogen, which froze it, and then, you know, she hid in the bushes, and then she kind of spread it a little bit more on it, which froze her, and then the Paper Girl managed to sort of regain her, or kind of take it back in a sense, and then, like, against the beret girl, you know, just starts spraying all the liquid nitrogen all over her, which kind of freezes her, and when she breaks out because the doppelganger used the earth, or, well, she threw a thermal bomb, and then that exploded, and then she escaped because she used, like, a part of the freaking ground as, like, her body, you know. It was cool, not gonna lie, it's cool. But yeah, she escaped through, like, the big explosion or whatever. We see a big cool, like, art of just this big earth hand. I thought it was kind of cool. Her power's cool. Or somewhat of a power. But, we see that they kind of all come together and all that. You know, we get a cool, like, pretty, like, a naked scene with the Paper Girl. You know, you see her naked, and it's not full. Like, you know, I mean, it's decently covered, but I mean, sheesh. I mean, that was sort of a surprise. You know, I saw the scans or the spoilers for it. I'm like, sheesh, I mean, whoever did this, I mean, come on. They put clothes over her, so it's okay. But, we see that, Misaka kind of ends up, and they're all kind of freaking out, and then they remember a horoscope that, the Paper Girl read. Or at least I think it wasn't the Paper Girl, it was Kyoka, I think that's her name. But we see that she read, like, it's like, hey, you remember the last horoscope, you know? We would have the most horrible day, we'll lose everyone's trust, and we would get, you know, defeated or whatever. In which they remember Accelerator, who beat the crap out of him, basically. In which they remember that. And then she reads the next horoscope, which is, you will meet a nice person or whatever, and, you know, have a great day, sunshine rainbows, be aggressive at work or whatever. And, you know, all of them are like, come on, we don't believe in horoscopes. Yeah, you're in a world. I mean, they don't know it, but if you're in a world of magic, I mean, you might as well believe in freaking horoscopes. But they kind of read off of the urban legend website. One of them, well, the boy girl says, "Hey, there was like an urban legend that a level 0 boy, met like half the city's level 5s," and they're all like, "Nah, pff, yeah, it's not possible." It's just like I'm really starting to wonder where Kamichi's gonna go with this urban legend website. I really am. Because it's like, it's not really mentioned in it. I think it was mentioned like maybe once. I forget when. I remember it mentioned. But it seems the more mentioned in Railgun. And I don't know what he's going to do. Like, it's just like, just a thing. Like, I don't know. It could be just a regular thing. Like, it pops up every now and again. Like, doesn't matter. But it's like these little urban legends aren't exactly becoming urban legends. They're just becoming fact. Now, like, even the website itself is like urban legend, a level 0 met half. Like, that's not a legend. That's not an urban legend. Yeah, you could say, oh, an urban legend, a kid blocks out powers with his right hand. Yeah, that's a legend. But just flat out just saying a level 0 met half the city's level 5s. How is that a legend? It's like, it's like, it's not even becoming legends anymore. It's just flat out just a website that just splurts out, info. It's not even an urban legend website anymore. So there's some theories going around. Honestly, I was kind of thinking, if I didn't hear the theory myself and I read this, I would be thinking the same thing. But one of my subscribers said that, oh, someone's behind the urban legend website. You know what? It's possible now. I'm into that. I'm into that theory. It could be the level 6, the 6th level 5. So who knows? Honestly, I feel like Kamichi will touch up on that eventually. But who knows? I'm interested. So yeah. But they see Misaka and they're kind of freaking. They're trying to come up with like a little story, like, oh, we fought off this doppelganger because it attacked us, and the leader and the beret girl kind of nod at each other, like, yeah, you caught up on my plan, and like, yeah, I worked with you for a long time. But the purple girl's just kind of a little bit of an idiot, and she kind of just blurts out whatever, and the beret girl kind of just smothers her. And then the leader's like, no, or whatever. And, she pulls off this little gamble where she kind of lies, but yeah, she lies, basically. But, kind of ends on that note where we get to see if Misaka's answer next chapter. So it's probably possible we could see Misaka working with, the Scavengers. Which, honestly, I'm perfectly okay with. Obviously, it may come down to her fighting them again, but... I actually really love them, like a little comedy act. They're cool. Their powers are cool, I'm not gonna lie. Well, I don't know about Red Girl, because she just doesn't have any powers, or at least that we know of. So yeah, we get to see Misaka and the Scavengers team up to fight the doppelganger. This is getting kind of cool. I really enjoy this chapter. It really brought everything more into motion. I'm digging it right now. It's really, really cool. Was it worth the wait? Yeah, I'd say so. It was pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, Seike, the friction girl. Apparently he's a freaking guy. So yeah, I recently heard about that. I caught on some things, like something just clicked in my head, like, oh my gosh, he's a guy. Mainly because what he said, I had to do some research. I had to go back to Accelerator chapter, where he's like talking to this Dan agent or whatever their freaking calls her dumb stupid name, like basically anti-skill officer's gone rogue, and he's like, I have more balls than you or something, which is implying, or somewhat implying, or he said I'm more of a man than you are. Like, you would think that's just like a saying, like, oh, I'm a girl but I'm more of a man than you are. No. Okay, no. So, but and then in this chapter, he blatantly, just flat out, just says, I'm more of a fake than you are to Misaka or whatever in this chapter. And he's a man. That kind of confirmed it, he's a guy, looks female, dressing up in a freaking schoolgirl uniform. Okay. But, I'm honestly, I was kind of skeptical at first. Like, when I first saw Seike, I noticed that he did have, like, a boyish sort of, not really appearance, like face appearance. Hair, all that stuff. Yeah, it's fine. And it's like, yeah, tattoo on the tongue. Okay, that's girly, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, apparently he's a freaking guy, so. Alright, I mean, our first cross-dresser. Is he our first cross-dresser in Index or Railgun? I think he is. No one's really caught cross-dressed in this. So yeah, cross-dresser, I mean, one guy, and also kind of explains why there's that scene with her at their house and he was cleaning everything. So yeah, that's pretty much evidence that he's the guy. The three girls make him clean the freaking house. So yeah, that's evidence enough. But I really enjoyed this chapter. It was really good. I'm excited for what's going to happen next. We get to see the doppelganger's sort of power, in a sense. He can just make his skin out of anything, basically, which is cool, honestly. And honestly, I feel like this is kind of going to lead into the Renses a little bit, the cyborgs that had all the powers, somewhat, I think. And it did say it was going to collide with New Testament Volume 15, which I don't have the page up with, but if I can think, it was in the Battle Royale arc. I don't know if it was mentioning like this current arc or just yeah, the Indian poker. Okay, yeah, I think it was mentioning last arc. Okay, never mind. But I really enjoyed this. I hope the cleaners end up being an Index. I would like that. They're really cool. They're funny. Like, not a lot of people like them, but it's just their look is just so bad. They fought Accelerator, they lost. One of them fought Misaka and lost, and look with the doppelganger. I mean, you gotta feel bad for them, really. They're just a little gang just trying to up the ladder. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they end up like just encountering Adam and just get the crap beat out of them. Because let's be honest here. I mean, Mugano is more than enough to take out the cleaners, because their destructive power is just crazy. Even though we don't really know the leader's power, it's obvious she's not that well suited to combat. She's more of, the observationist and, the planner. So, yeah. I mean, plus it'd be kind of funny to see Hamazura just fight one of them or whatever and just comment. Like, I can picture Hamazura fighting the paper girl and she gets in her little super bunny mech suit and he just goes nuts because he's, he's in the bunny girls or whatever. Remember that chapter volume when he just kind of posts his, like, accidentally sends Item his bunny porn to all of them, and they're like, you're a freak. Of course, Takitsuba was like, I'm still cheering for you, Hamazura. Yeah, I want to see that animated. I really do. That'd be freaking hilarious. But, yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I'm sorry this took a little bit. I've just been really freaking busy. And I really wanted... I almost got an editor, and I really wanted to save this for my editing. I wanted to see what I could do, but... hasn't really gotten here yet. Yeah. And hopefully whenever my future videos will look better, because I really am trying to improve my content. I'm trying to look for a video